from our good old Polish idealists, also known as Prodi and Red Barn, aka Price, versus VonAsten and Isildur holding the line in the north on a more Axis-favored map, I would say, known as Crossing in the Woods, but you never know. VonAsten and Isildur, definitely the top 2 team in the world for 2v2, so if anybody can make it work on an Axis-favored map like this, it's definitely them.
Yeah, this tournament actually had a surprising amount of 2v2 talent. Everybody showing up just in preparation for the big 20k tournament that's coming up. So there was like a lot, like most of the best teams in the world showed up for this tournament. It was actually very heated, like a lot of teams getting knocked out in the earlier rounds. Oh, yeah. This was like a real trial by fire to get to the finals here. It wasn't an easy win by any task, but here we go, first engagement.
Knockouts too.
Yeah, big time. Student Pioneers and Tommies on the right hand fuel. Double OKW for the
It's interesting to see both OKW players have sent their stern piles to both fuels. They're just hungry for that fuel early game.
Yeah, well, Student Pioneer is so powerful in the early game. You've got to make the most of that window. Troll coming around on the flank here for Isildur. And he switches the targets.
Ooh, Brody's got to be careful with that stern pile. Could lose some manpower with focus fire. Isn't going to do it though. Now he's getting flanked by another Volks Grenadier. I don't know if it's a good idea putting that in the building, but
oh, but here comes.
To buy himself time.
Yeah, here comes the M3. So I think that's going to turn this one around. Double Stern Pioneers, meanwhile, on the munitions, just gunning down these conscripts in the building. So much firepower. Even with the building bonuses, can't hang on.
Yeah, sadly no flamer upgrade yet for the combat engineer and the scout cars, so the Volks Grenadier should be able to get away with a slither of health.
Yeah, could have chased a little bit deeper there, no Faust yet.
Oh, but look at this. Crafty double stern flank possible for the cutoff up north, but we got a penal intercepting before it could try to maybe wipe an infantry section on retreat.
Yep, M3 heading over that way now, but there's going to be a lot of firepower against the M3. Its armor's not that strong. Double Stern Pioneers should be able to shred it pretty quickly.
Also have a Bren carrier coming in here. Definitely will help bleed the double Sturms in green cover. Price is going to have to be careful not to let the manpower losses catch up to him.
Ooh.
Oh, great Rakettenwerfer shot and positioning by Price in the center VP. Takes out the scout car.
Straight through the middle. And that's the thing with this double light vehicle kind of start. This is quite a small map, quite easy to get your Raketen positioning on point, so quite tough compared to some of the other maps to make full use of this. Something you perhaps found out in your matches.
Oh yeah, it's much tougher when you're playing allies north on this map because of how open it is. It makes it easier for packs, Raketens, MGs, and support weapons to set up against allied light vehicles moving around.
Well, still pretty strong start from both teams. Both of them holding onto their fuels pretty effectively. I say a slight edge in fuel thanks to that early start from the Axis, but nothing too out of hand yet. Here come the penals chasing away Red Bjarn on the left. At the same time, ProDigylgi making a big push on the right.
It completely forces the Brit to fall back, but at the same time, VonAsten has succeeded in capping the cutoff and the fuel on the left. So, seems to still be going pretty evenly in terms of engagements right now for both sides. It looks like the Axis will hold on to the right-hand side, and the Allies hopefully with the left. Although we do have a good old Price Blobberino heading straight for the munitions point.
Yep. It's a big old army. Got to be careful with your retreats. When you have to
double
retreat.
storms are going to be scary on the retreat path for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like he's going straight for the cutoff to try to intercept any retreating penals like the ones here. VonAsten, I think, is going to have to be really, really careful. I'd probably retreat those penals right now, especially considering there's a mega blob on your retreat path waiting for you.
ProDigylgi coming over to join in on the fun. And
oh
there they go.
Oh boy.
See if we get any body blocking.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to get one penal squad. Oh, rip 300 manpower right off the bat. This is the coveted Price and ProDigylgi bait and switch, where they let the opponent grab a point and then just flank with their mega blob to wipe them on retreat.
Yep, they're swarming here in a big way. We've got some suppression coming in from the UC, but this is too much to suppress all at once. Basically.
Yeah, good upgrade there from the UC. It will help with the blob, forcing some units to retreat.
Incendiary grenades keep going in. Well. Yes, so much damage from them. That's the problem when you try to fight blob versus blob. You know, you're going to have access to those same kind of incendiary grenades. It's a big edge for the OKW player. Oh, UC could be in trouble. Faust. One's coming in.
He's going to get one. He needs to... Oh, his suppression is recharging, but he should be able to fall back out of there. But look at this map control after that big blob push. Jesus. The Brit has been completely pinned in his base and is coming back. VonAsten somehow has grabbed the left once again, but Axis definitely with that plus 39 fuel for a few minutes going to have the advantage for teching.
Yep.
We have an AEC coming out from Isildur.
Yeah, and looks nearly completed as well for ProDigylgi. So VonAsten's going to have to be careful now. He's seen the blobbing tactics. He's lost a squad to them, so he's got to be careful that that doesn't happen again, because can't afford to fall that far behind early, losing more than one squad. It'll be very costly, and it looks like he's going straight for a similar tactic. Going through the same angle with his entire army.
Oh, AEC down to about 5% health with a couple of cannon shots that were able to get it in the center. And now the Panzer II, unopposed, is going to bleed the heck out of both the Brit and the Soviet player. And once again, we have the coveted Price blob flank of death incoming. Thankfully, VonAsten has some green cover he can hide behind, but this time he's smart enough to retreat all of his units before they get shredded.
A little bit of body blocking, but I think they're going to get away.
Oh yeah, they should be able to.
So you can see the efficacy of this kind of strategy. Just every time you threaten to wipe your opponent's army. And on a small map like this, like the capping power doesn't really matter too much because it's such a small map. Moving your entire army around like this just doesn't really matter that much. Not going to lose out too much territory control.
Once they force a whole retreat of the army, it's pretty quick and easy to cap the one side they were pushing to with how small it is.
Yeah. Tier 3 going up for VonAsten. Doesn't quite have enough fuel.
What I find surprising is... Okay, here we go. They should have built a Vickers, I feel, much earlier, because I was about to say they haven't had a Vickers for 9 minutes against this type of blobbing tactic. They need suppression badly against this, and he's finally building it, but I feel it's definitely too late considering the map positioning now.
Yeah, I mean, they did have the Universal Carrier suppression upgrade, but it hasn't really been doing that much. The Raketten positioning's been pretty strong for these two players, keeping it on its toes.
Yeah, and with the Vickers being bet 0, it's going to be really easy for the blobs to probably flank and take out the frontal gunner.
And straight away, talking about the Raketten positioning, AC takes one shot, has to pull back. Got AT gun though for Isildur, so now the ally is setting up a 2v1 on the right hand side. Oh, but another wipe!
Oh, rip infantry section on retreat to those double bolts shooting on the flank.
Trying to focus down the AT gun, but they're not going to get it. And there's the MG34. Trying to suppress these units, but it's going to have to retreat. It's just too many coming forwards.
Uh-oh. Look at the center. We got Price's Mega Death Glob of Doom coming in on the flank.
Yeah.
Hopefully, VonAsten and Isildur can notice this before they lose anything. And it looks like got our first casualty of the day coming with this poor 4-man penal squad. Thankfully, he's got the Vickers positioned on the cutoff, though, to prevent the blob from getting it.
AT gun's there as well. So as you see, he needs everything here to defend this assault.
Yeah.
AC wanting to try clean up the looks, coming through the middle.
Going for the flank, misses the first shot. Got a Bulk Stranger coming up to Panzerfaust it. Pulls back.
Oh, and a return wipe there. Revamp loses squad to the penals on retreat. T70 there now as well. All action.
Great timing with the T70 too, able to help wipe that bulk squad on the center VP.
Okay, so we've got a forward battle group and now a forward truck going out on the far left-hand fuel. This Axis team does seem very fond of their forward HQs to try and, you know, maintain map control with their bobbing tactics. It's been very effective throughout this tournament. Uh-oh, T70. Okay, no Faust. That was surprising. Trying to inflict as much damage as he can. But the Allies struggling to maintain control of this right-hand side.
Yeah, it's... Even with the T70 on the field, they can't compete well enough now that their Ketten's there. And they also have a Puma now, which will make it even more difficult to harass with your allied light vehicles.
Yep, UC comes forward, does a little bit of damage, takes a Raketen shot, has to pull back for repairs. Hasn't really done quite enough damage. Axis have been really good with their Raketen positioning so far.
No, they're about to grab the right-hand fuel as well. Look at the allies. They're all just concentrated right in the center of the map. They don't know which way to go, because the left-hand side's got the Blob and the Schwer, and then the right-hand side's got the Panzer II and the Puma.
I don't think they've even run into the Schwer yet. I don't think they know its position, but
no,
they could be about to find it.
Oh, VonAsten popping up with that T70 recon. Sadly not as good as when you get it to bet 2 or 3 with that extra vision, but definitely can give you enough sight to recon a bit.
Ruben comes forward to try and get this snipe on the AEC, but AT gun's in a good position for Isildur. Still, he's losing control of the fuel. And this MG34 is in a really nice position. He doesn't really have any way to dislodge it either. And VonAsten making a push onto the left-hand side, but not getting too much done over there. Looks like he's actually side-ticked to tier 2 and he started a Maxim, so that's a nice change. Uh-oh, T70 in big trouble. Ooh, the Puma misses the killing blow.
Oh, just barely gets away with the Slither health.
Close call. And yeah, the allies just barely hanging on to their fuel, just constantly getting it decaptured.
Yeah, I'm surprised Isildur hasn't tried with one of his infantry sections that have the artillery flare ability to use that to clear out the MG34, but maybe he's saving his munitions for something.
Yeah, I think... Yeah, he had the wrong squad kind of in position for it, honestly. Oh, you see a sneaky Goliath there next to the cutoff, Von Ivan. You'll be happy.
There's a
that.
treat I don't see often. Not sure that's the best of positioning for one, but I feel it could be a little bit more offensive with it, especially since none of the allies have a sweeper up yet.
No, but I mean, it's one way to defend your cutoff, right?
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like the Allies assume there's a Schwer possibly defending it. But we'll see now with this conscript squad.
Treat shot. Looks goes down.
Gets down. Oh, but the Goliath and the Con squad. Oh! Car goes flying and the Con almost gets him right to the cross. Alright, Tightrope, that wasn't a bad positioning after all.
He's going to try to get the white with the Panzer IV on retreat now. Tricky retreat path. Double AT guns are there though. Oh, the treat shot misses. That could have been the end of the Panzer IV if it landed.
Yeah.
The AT guns right there. MG34 once again in a nice position for ProDigylgi, trying to shut down this allied offensive on the right hand side. Finally getting overwhelmed. Oh, there goes the UC.
Rest in pieces, sweet little UC. It lasted longer than most, but unfortunately it went down. They needed that for all the infantry flanks.
VonAsten keeps sending his machine gun out to the left. I think they really need it on the right hand side.
Yeah, they need everything they can get on the right. Trying to engage the left is going to be a lot harder with that Panzer IV there.
And he's maybe about to lose it to the P4 here. Chasing the base. Oh my god! It blew up the mine.
Oh man, that is just horrible luck for VonAsten.
AT grenades coming in. Damaged engine. Anything to follow up though? Not really. AC's hidden over that way, but...
Double AT guns coming up from Isildur though to flank the Panzer IV. Might be able to take it out.
Yep, double AT guns are there.
If he recons with the T-70, he can give the vision he needs to, instead of... Oh, but he gets it anyway, just sending it in, balls deep. Might lose a Sturm on retreat to it as well. And he does! The Bet-2 Sturm dies to the T-70 while it's just waltzing around.
Yeah, a lot of casualties for both sides here. This is crazy.
Oh boy. Oh, and we got artillery flares drop down on the right. I think possibly towards the MG34. Not sure if it'll hit it though.
Some good pickups there for the Allies, but they're still struggling for map control, even after all those losses suffered by the Axis. The fuel control is just so strong.
Yeah, right now I would say the biggest challenge for them is making sure the Axis don't control all 3 VP points. They do have the center one decapped, but with the right and the left one being capped, it's going to be a slow and painful bleed for them.
Yeah, with the 4 base here, it's just VonAsten not very effective
The company command post is finished and ready for use.
at gathering the territory. This can be recaptured so quickly thanks to that forward reinforcement. They're going to try it out anyway. Looks like they're going to go for a siege on the truck as well, bringing both AT guns over the side. That's one way to slow down the Axis. Especially after knocking out that first Panzer IV. If they can knock out the Schwer on the back of it, Axis could be in big trouble.
Yeah, right now, interestingly enough, Price has actually lost quite a bit with the Panzer IV and the Sturm pile being dead. All he has left for army composition is just 3 Volks, Sturm, and a Raketen for 34 pop cap. ProDigylgi seems to be the one holding the line here against most of this stuff.
He's gone for an LEFH as well.
Ooh.
Yep, aiming it towards all those allied team weapons. He's letting it loose here.
Oh, but it looks like we got counter barrage maybe coming in somewhere.
Oh, it's
Isildur dropping it in the center with concentrated barrage, I believe.
Yeah. Probably be kicking himself that he didn't save it for the howitzer.
No.
He wasn't to know at the time.
Oh, we got a flak half track being built by Price. Oh no, I just cancelled it.
It's been a very high action game already. VonAsten up to 14 command points this early in the match. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Still,
I feel like the Allies are actually starting to come back a bit. I mean, look at this. He's got a Centaur out. He's starting to you know, grab the right and the center a bit better. A lot of infantry losses have forced the Axis to play a bit more defensively out of their favorite style of aggressive pushes and bobbing.
Yeah, well, losing that Panzer IV was just so costly for them. So much momentum lost in that. Looks like the Allies going back over to the right a little bit more. Schwer going up in the middle for Prodigy. Oh, Fox Squad about to go down. Oh, just squeaks away. That is a close call.
Oh yeah. Cruz is asking in chat, how would they get vision for the howitzer? Well, with that Bet2 T70 and recon mode, if they could get close enough without the Schwer setting up in time, they could have enough vision to drop it on it.
The concentration barrage, I think it still can fire through the fog of war. You don't need sight for that ability.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's true as well. That is true, I believe.
Yeah, it's one of the only abilities in the game like that.
Right now, I'm just really impressed by how well the Allies have stabilized on the VPs and on the right fuel point. It seems the Axis have really lost the momentum they had early game.
Yeah, well, that's the thing when you invest in indirect fire, whether it's a howitzer or rocket artillery, sometimes it can take like 3 or 4 barrages before it starts to have an impact on the game.
Yeah.
So far, it hasn't been super strong. Just barraging into base right now.
And with the Allies being so spread out as well, it's not like they can shoot it right on a blob of units or when they used to be in the center of the map.
So yeah, things seem to have stabilized after an extremely strong start for the Axis. Still have a pretty decent VP lead though, about 175 VPs ahead.
It looks like Price is saving for a King Tiger actually, and but what saddens me is he's got over 300 munitions in the bank, but he's not laying any mines anywhere or trying to use them for good use, you know. With upgrading his Volks with STGs or maybe getting another minesweeper, he's just saving up the muni for something that I feel is a bit of a waste.
Oh. Even taking AT gun shot through the middle. Very active with his howitzer though. 3rd barrage already, got 4 kills now. Well aware of its cooldown. Centaur really not up to much there. Straight away taking 2 rocket shots, has to pull back. Only got 3 kills so far.
Axe is finally re-grabbing the right hand side field. Oh, we got Artie dropping down on the medical truck to the left here. Definitely good use of the concentration barrage. Though none of it has actually hitted the HQ itself.
A little bit of damage, but yeah, not too much. Blow up a Axis mine, so that's something.
Yeah. I feel like they're wasting the LAFH a bit. He's just shooting it right in the center where there was an MG, but I feel with a howitzer like that, it's usually most useful when you shoot it right on their base with all their retreating infantry units, because they have no forward points to reinforce from, so they'll always retreat to their base. Almost guaranteed to probably get some infantry kills.
Yeah, about 2 patches though, they increased the scatter when firing into a fog of war with howitzers, so targeting the base is still pretty effective, but it's not as strong as it used to be.
That is true.
It's like Isildur waiting for a big push on the right hand side as army's there.
If only he could. He's gonna see that though, and he might be able to barrage that with his LFH if he moves it there.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Still got a position to the left though.
Rocket half tank. Ready for battle.
Here we go, easy win. On that right hand side.
Oh, we have the King Tiger right now on the field from Price. Finally going to be able to do something with his glorious Heavy King on the field.
Yep, upgrading that with the machine gun over the tank commander. Tank Commander does give you some bonus sight range, gives you access to the Tank Commander artillery, which is actually pretty strong since the changes.
Stuka coming down completely annihilates the infantry section behind green cover. Holy crap. Almost wipes the Vickers as well on the right fuel.
Yeah, 8 kills on that. Good start.
Ooh, AEC trying to get some shots on the Puma.
Oh, Isildur not paying attention. Oh, Tommy down.
Ooh. That's 2 infantry sections wiped in a 30-second time period. That's going to be a rough one. He's remaking one of them now.
Yeah, no 5-man upgrade as well. Kind of unusual to see. Oh, but that's the big boy, the KV2. So we're going to see some heavy tank on heavy tank crime.
He's got to be careful though. And I know you've seen this before, Tightrope. If you put that stationary in Elephant, LEFH is firing on it. It actually does a lot of damage to it. Because I lost my KV2 in a game where I was playing against an LEFH.
Yeah. Oh, King Tiger gets his first kill there, picking off the Maxim. Straight destroyed as well.
Curious to see how they're going to try to use it. I think he's actually not going to leave it stationary. He's just going to keep it mobile, try to pick out some infantry units pushing up.
Oh, he's setting it up.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy. This is where he might regret that with the LAFH.
Can he hold the line?
Brody shooting in the base with the LAFH finally took my recommendation up the grabs.
The T-70 back there on the recon mode, providing crazy amounts of sight as the Allies make an assault on the middle with the double AT gun and KV2, doing heaps of damage. The concentration barrage coming in as well.
Ooh.
Walking Stuka must be targeting the AT guns.
Yep. I'd be able to...
Not too much.
Doesn't wipe it. It does get a few models off though.
So it's going to be a real obstacle for the Axis. It's KV2 in the middle. Don't have access to an Elephant or a Jagdtiger or anything like that, so it's going to be quite hard to deal with it. Uh-oh, AEC. I think he's going in.
He's trying to look for the Stuka,
yeah.
But sadly hits a mine, which was well placed by Prodi. He's going to have to be forced to pull back. The Puma could go after it, but he's just leaving it there by the howitzer.
Incendiary
but the
rounds.
MG34.
Yeah. Going off.
Uh-oh. Oh, might want to keep moving that back, Isildur. He might lose it.
Stopped it briefly there. And the Faust finishes it off. Yeah, it's unfortunate. If he kept retreating there, he might have actually been able to get away. Kind of looked like he was about to escape.
At first.
Yeah.
I guess he was microing something else as well and forgot. Ooh, LFH. Is it going for the base again?
No, it's going,
for the KV2.
Yeah. Gets a good hit on it there.
Oh, yeah, this is what I'm talking about. He's gonna have to be careful with that KV2 positioning. Yeah, he just he's moving it back now, which is smart.
Howitzers guaranteed penetration on something like the KV2. I think they've got 1,000 penetration, so no worries about that.
Oh yeah, especially when it's hitting from the top of it, because there is actually barely any armor on the top of all vehicles in this game. People forget, and even motors can do damage against stuff like the KT.
I don't think that's the thing, Vaughn.
Well, trust me, I've seen a motor pit actually penetrate my King Tiger from the top before. I was shocked. So
I think mortars have got like 50 penetration, something like that. So it is possible for them to penetrate the rear armor.
Obviously, it's not going to be able to do it every time, but definitely has a tiny chance.
So the VPs have pulled just about back to level pegging now, so still anyone's game. Very close match so far between these two teams, as you expect in the finals.
Yeah, I feel like the Axis have actually stabilized again. They're starting to put the pressure on the Allies to hold those VPs. Got a Stuka coming down right on the Vickers. Oh no, the booby trap gets set off with the Vicker barrage. Completely wipes out the booby trap because of it. Or the Vickers in the process with the booby trap being ignited by the Stuka.
Big assault on the left from VonAsten. King Tiger heading over that way. Oh, a little bit of friendly fire. Satchel.
Concentrated barrage going on the medical truck as well.
Stern Pioneers go down there for Price. HQ in a bit of trouble as well. Looks like a friendly mine maybe damaged the engine of the KV2's. Wounded now. So Howitz is definitely trying to focus the KV2. So that's an interesting tech. Remember, the Howitz is now a little bit better for OKW in this patch. Slightly better veteran seat.
They've actually forced the KV2 to pull back again with a few good howitzer shots on where it was stationary.
Okay, booby trap in the middle. Booby traps won't go off when you've got friendly units in the territory. That's what we're seeing right here. Got some conscripts in there, so the booby trap not getting set off there.
And the FH firing on the damaged engine of the KV2 actually gets a hit off on it.
Yeah. That's the thing with howitzers, you know, it's not like rocket artillery. You can just fire it blind and hope it hits something, because the cooldowns are a little bit faster. Makes it a viable option.
Isildur walking his AT guns into the barrage area of it as well. Gotta be careful.
Oh! One goes down.
Actually wipes the Vet 1 AT gun. And the Stuka comes down on the left, forces Penals to retreat barely with their life.
Yeah, nearly Vet 2 on that walking Stuka as well. That's when it gets super nasty with its cooldown bonuses.
Oh god, this already is really starting to put the hurt on the allies. And they barely have anything to counter it.
Well, they're about to counter it with their own arty. Katyusha in the build for VonAsten. Be interesting to see if they try to go for like long-range barrages on the howitzer or what.
Well, with the scatter of the Katyusha, it won't be able to do much damage against the Howie, and they can just repair it if they do it at max range. Sadly.
Uh-oh. T-70 in trouble. Oh, he's not noticed this. Too late, maybe. One more shot from the Raketin. Oh, it misses!
Oh, that is really unfortunate. That was a Vet 4 Raketin missing too. And it gets wiped on retreat by the Centaur and the KV2. Oh, man.
The allies really need that. They really need that T-70 to provide sight for the KV2. That's so lucky for them.
Oh yeah, if he can grab that Raketin too, that'd be so useful.
Straight away, howitzer targeting the KV2 again.
Double Firefly from Isildur now, definitely putting on the tank destroyer pressure for the allies.
Yeah, KT's going to have to be really careful around double Fireflies.
Howitzer going down to the Centaur.
It's the Von Ivan special. It's the Von Ivan special.
You got the Curse of Von there hitting the good old indestructible trees on the map. And for anybody interested, I have started a campaign on why relics should nerf trees with artillery. Sadly, I think the trees have been able to survive it.
Guys, during this last few minutes though, they have been draining out. Gotta be careful.
Oh yeah, 138 DP, or 157 DPs up for the allies.
Howitzer coming through near the Katyusha as well. He's got to be careful. That could get one shot.
Oh, that KT though, in a dicey situation in the center, getting hit by the Firefly and the 6-pounder there. Gonna have to fall back. KT really hasn't done much this game. It's only vet 0 with 13 kills. Oh, Goliath almost getting a COD squad camp in the left muni. Falls back to the DP point. Ooh, Centaur using the strafing fire to wipe a Raketin on the right.
Yep, but Axis like brick walling in the middle, just holding onto that VP, and Allies really need to get that under control. They're draining out here.
The enemy have destroyed an engineer section.
It's a Jagdpanzer now for Revamp. So beefed up the anti-tank a little bit. Oh my god. Nice hit from Firefly. That recon mode on the T-70 is just so clutch.
Oh yeah, I gotta be real careful though. Axis starting to try to get the pressure on that. Jagdpanzer is gonna be the biggest issue for him. Maybe if VonAsten kick in an Su-85.
Howitzer in the middle. Walking Stupid going in.
Right on the Firefly. Stupid coming in as well. Almost gets the maximum on retreat.
But yeah, the Axis still hanging on in the middle. That's really the tale of this match. Allies unable to cap, and they've been draining out for the last maybe like 7 or 8 minutes now.
Oh yeah, and I feel like you see the booby trap on the right hand side with the BP point. I feel like it's karma with how Isildur keeps putting infantry units in green cover literally right on it. So if Artie hits that, he's going to lose the squad with his own booby trap if he's not careful.
It's a much better Katyusha barrage, getting a few models in here.
Another Goliath being made by Prodi. Look at
that was a good shot from the King Tiger. 4 penals down, 1 hit.
Look at that LEFH though. Vet 4 with only 25 kills. That vet's gonna help it reload a lot faster. Almost constant barrage times.
Yeah, Axis mounting an attack through the middle here. Chasing down these AT guns.
Look at that sneaky Goliath on the center BP as well, just waiting to wipe something coming up on it. And again, the Allies have absolutely no sweepers, so that Goliath is positioning for some deadly kills if they're not careful. Stupid coming in, almost wipes the Vickers.
Allies try to branch out to the left-hand VP, but find no joy there either, so they're just unable to capture the middle. Looks like they might be gearing up for some kind of assault, though. Oh man, the Howie comes through again. 27 kills on that bad boy.
Almost bet 5, actually.
Perhaps people underrating the Howitzer.
Look at that Firefly taking damage from the LEFH. Needs to get out of there before it gets wiped. Uh-oh, but look at that penal squad. Oh, I think it's... Oh, it's satcheling the Goliath. It might get it. The Goliath sees it, though, gets out of position. He knows that Goliath is there, thankfully.
Here it comes forwards. Goliath charge.
Uh-oh, he's full retreat. Oh, Centaur just manages to keep back.
But with no Firefly in the middle, King Tiger doing some really good damage there, holding onto the VP. Firefly's just too damaged to engage at the moment, and the Howitzer just continuing to saturate the middle. Maxim could go down frontally here to the Obers. Yeah, it does. Nice wipe. Allies must be feeling a bit desperate now. 82 VPs left and they haven't captured VP for a long time.
Oh yeah, have to be really careful.
I think well, the building just went down at the very least. Now KV2 mobilizing on the right hand side. Looks like they're going for some kind of assault.
Yeah, it looks like he's making a last desperate push at
oh, and a fresh KT over there now.
Uh-oh, and a Yag.
KV2.
A shot on the Puma, but that KV2 is in a really unfortunate position. Satchel falls down, kills the Puma. KT though pushing the KV2, it's got its gun locked and it goes down.
Yeah, overextension there. The fresh KT catching the KV2 off guard, and that's a big loss for the Allies.
Yeah, a bit of a throw there by VonAsten. Ooh, that Stuka right in the center. So much arty going down around the central VP. Pino squad dies on retreat to the King Tiger on the right.
Allies did briefly neutralize the VP in the middle, but in the process they took so many casualties. Now KT heading over to the right. Gotta be careful with that T-70. Okay. Just avoids it. But yeah, VonAsten, look at his army, only 50 supply. Lost so much losing that KV2 and a couple squads down as well to the artillery.
Yeah. Does have double Katyushas and an Su-85 hitting the field, so that'll definitely help against the KT and double Yags, but not sure if it'll be enough to hold the VPs in time.
Yeah, Axis have got so many pieces of armor right now.
Look at that cheeky Goliath by the central VP point to the left. He's just waiting. Ooh, Met 5 Bulks almost get wiped by the Katyusha in the center. Could actually lose it if he's not careful. Yeah, and he does! Ooh. Allies definitely need those wipes.
Yep, they do indeed. Control the VPs right now, but the Axis is swarming, looking to take control both of them again.
Another Katyusha on the right. Could get the overs if they're not able to move out of the way. Oh, actually could get the Vet 5 Bulk on retreat as well, and he does! Holy crap! 2 Bulks, Vet 5, get wiped by both Katyushas.
Now the Obers could be in trouble to the T-70. Okay.
Well, we got the Goliath going on the Vet 2 Vickers. With all that bombed out yellow cover, he was going to be able to sneak it possibly, almost gets the infantry section, but Goliath seems to be trying to maneuver around.
He goes back into camo. He goes back into camo.
Uh-oh. I don't know if the Katyusha notices. He could actually get the Katyusha.
Oh!
Oh! No, he notices. He sees it. He's like, everybody panic. Aw.
Rest in peace.
Got the booby trap instead,
yeah, rest in peace to the cache. Fuel cache. Oh, and the T-70 goes down.
Oh, that's a big loss for the Allies. They needed that recon mode for vision.
KT could be in trouble. Double Fireflies moving into position on it here. Su-85 in behind as well. We've got some base arty coming in. Rakitten gets cleared out straight away. Just need 1 or 2 more shots to connect here.
KT down to 1% health at that Firefly or Su-85 sees it. Uh-oh, and it does go down.
25 VPs left though for the Allies. Can they turn this one around? Triple cap currently. They're desperately trying to cap here.
Uh-oh. Yeah, they're gonna have
Goliath
to go
into the middle.
Oh, those MGs! If he just turns it to the right, turn it to the right! I think he forgot to micro it. Oh, he's turning it now. No, he's turning it. Oh, no! Oh!
Walking
And I
Stuka.
believe
Yeah, Walking Stuka tried to target the Katyushas as well. Almost knocked both of them out, but I think that's going to be it. The Allies just can't capture in time.
Yeah.
So people perhaps underrating the howitzer. I think that was like one of the MVPs this game. VO5, 36 kills, just constantly barraging the Allies.
Actually takes out a vehicle as well if you look at what it's killed. And good game, well played to the Polish pros, Prodi and Price, with their mega blobs and late game artillery with armor, is able to prevail against VonAsten and Isildur with their KV2 double Firefly mix.
So game 2 between these two teams. We're underway. Straight tier 1 builds for Price. Looks like this is going to be the popular team, the Soviets and Brits, between both these two teams favouring that build. And
funny enough, the Allies have literally gotten the exact same doctrines as the Axis did last time.
Yep.
Both going Royal Artillery and Urban Defense.
This time though we've got mixed Axis from VonAsten and Isildur. Isildur locking in elite armor early. VonAsten has the option of defensive or German infantry.
Be interesting to see how he uses defensive doctrine now that it has that new concrete bunker to it. Could be useful for VP camping.
Yeah, I mean that's like certainly an alternative to putting like a flak base somewhere like the Axis did last game. Could really help camp a VP because they're pretty beefy, man. 960 health. It's like the same amount of health as a Panther. Takes a long time to kill them. Anyway, Sternponies charge in against the Penals, but take it too much damage on the way, and I don't think they're going to be able to win that. VonAsten, meanwhile, having a bit of trouble with his machine gun, jumps into the building. Will he be able to hold the line here?
We're about to get flanked by 3 different infantry sections. Does have a Grenadier coming up to support, though. Circling around the MG.
Express is the one out in the open first. Switches targets to the one behind heavy cover. The Pioneer's actually doing some pretty decent damage and close. And they're going to be able, yeah, forced to retreat. So VonAsten holding his ground there, and it pays off. Axis go for a early decap right onto the cutoff. Very aggressive. Doesn't quite come off though. The Penals basically like 1v2ing over there on the left hand side. Force Wave Sternponies and now beating the Fox Grenadiers too, but not going to be able to complete the cap. So similar to last game, Axis securing some good fuel control early game.
Yeah, surprisingly, they're not trying to really implement any sort of blobbing strategy yet. Even though they've just got infantry sections and Penals on the field so far.
Yeah, I think they need to accumulate like 4 squads before they start the blobs. So maybe we'll start to see them coming in now. And it looks like they're going to try 2v1 the left hand side now after the early split didn't really work out in their favour. Got the flamethrower over there, so Isildur unable to make use of the building to try hold on to the territory. The Tommies making good use of the heavy cover, but they're going to be outnumbered. A lot of Grenadiers here. But no signs of a machine gun for the Allies. That's not their style.
They're making a Bren carrier now, but I don't know. It's a bit delayed. They might be able to... Yeah, right now VonAsten's building tier 2, so if he gets a scout car, that'll be able to counter it pretty well.
Yeah, very surprising. I think they did this in the semi-finals as well. We went for like quite a late Bren carrier. And it actually wasn't very effective in that game either. I thought they would have learned their lesson. This is not like a map that you need the universal carry on as well for the flamethrower. Not that many buildings on this map.
Universal carrier built and ready.
Now it's the Axis giving the Allies a bit of a taste of their own medicine, bringing in a large army onto the left-hand side, forcing a lot of retreats. They've actually brought the machine gun over as well though, so that's opened up the entire right, and the Allies are taking full advantage, regathering control over there.
Satchel on the building, Rens get out just in time before it blows it up.
Yeah, I think they just don't want that there, stopping their progress back onto the left-hand side.
Well, look at these shifts every time. They got the Axis captain to the left now with everything, and the Allies are trying to grab the right. Just keeps going back and forth. Scout car, though, unopposed on the right. And no AT gun or AAC at all, so, I mean... Price is building a Maxim, so I don't know how they're going to be able to counter this.
Does get the flamethrower, but 222 right on top of it here. He's actually chasing in quite deep.
No PTRS is being upgraded by the Penals either, so this is... I mean... How are they going to counter the scout car? They're just going to try to blob it with small arms fire? And...
Yeah, imagine... Well, the way it worked in Price's previous games, he would just go for a Zis and keep his Penals as anti-infantry squads rather than anti-tank. Which did work out pretty well for him in the previous games, but obviously they're a little bit behind now. And that Zis is a little bit late. 222 doing so much damage here. It's unopposed. Out on negative cover as well. And here comes the looks to follow it up.
Ooh. And again, I mean, they're building a 6-pounder, but these Panzer II and the Scout car are just going to be able to bleed the Allies like crazy. Bren carrier gets fausted on retreat.
Looks and 222 just swarming, doing so much damage. He's trying to hold the line behind cover, but really struggling. This AEC is going to be coming in quite late. Usually AEC's hitting the field like can be 6 minutes 30. This one's going to be about a minute and a half late.
Yeah, definitely delayed, but it's good that they're getting it out because they need something mobile to deal with these light vehicles.
Enemy causing trouble, trying to take one of our points. Heavy armored car ready.
Axis about to get the triple cap on the Allies, and definitely going to be a tough position for them to crack this defensive line they have on all sides. Although we do have the AAC intercepting the scout car, he's going to have to be careful with it. This is the first shot on it. Ooh, Flamer Bren about to get fausted.
Yep, sneaking squad round the side there is VonAsten. There's this though, working magic for a price on the left hand side. Forcing away the looks, allowing him to get some territory over there finally. Just getting zoned out currently by the threat of the Faust on this AEC.
We're losing a capture point.
Ooh, rifleman goes off but misses the infantry section on retreat.
Looking a bit squiffy. Line's been cut.
This is barrage onto the MG, doing some decent damage.
AUC gets a shot off on the scout car.
Got close enough for the Faust, so that's going to have to pull back for repairs now. The Allies do seem to be stabilizing a little bit here.
Yeah, they're definitely trying to rack up the pressure on both sides. Does get the decap on the left for fuel, and also trying to keep the Axis from capping the right fuel. We do have a pack gun coming up sneakily on the right. We'd have to be careful if that Bren carrier gets a hit on it.
Yeah, machine gun did a little bit of damage to it too.
Oh yeah.
Be careful. 6-pounders there as well. But it looks like there's going to be a pullback for Prodigy, so found no joy on their right hand side.
No, and while they haven't been able to grab the fuels.
Oh, the flame AoE actually cleared out the MG42 on the right hand side.
Oh wow, it actually burnt from it.
Yeah.
Had to recruit with a Gren. Definitely helps tick the vet off of that.
The front line could be lit up shortly. Works.
While the Allies don't have any of the fuel points, they've definitely done well to keep the VPs from ticking too badly.
Oh, that was a nasty Stuka.
Oh my god, both Pinos get wiped by that Stuka barrage. Holy shit. Right on the munitions point.
Yeah, that was a game ender right there.
Yeah, this is GG. There's no way they can come back from that. Unless the Axis literally throw everything, there's no way. Oh my god, that was dirty. You rarely see the first Stuka shot wiping 2 Beetles right off the bat. Oh man.
13 kills first barrage, great start. Got a mortar pit from Prodigy, but I don't know. Can they even like defend it? That's the question, you know, with so little units.
Yeah, all Price has is 2 Maxims, 2 Engineers, and the Ziz gun. Prody is the one with the meaty armor right now of 60 pop cap.
Base howitzers ready to plaster a target.
The Allies just has so little fuel so far. Really got to be hurting them.
Oh yeah, Price is finally able to cap the left fuel, but definitely delaying. He doesn't even have tier 3 up. He just called in a pair of shocks on the left. It shows you how desperate they are for infantry and fuel. Ooh, Raketin goes on the center BP with the Bren carrier.
Yeah, I think he lost sight of it. No second shot.
Again, the Allies are doing really well to keep the VPs from bleeding them pretty quickly, but still very dire on the fuel situation. However, both fuel points are being contested.
Indeed, I think they're waiting, trying to find the position of Price's team weapons to go for another Stuka barrage. That's really far. Here it goes.
Oh boy, here it comes. He's trying to get the AT gun, possibly? Oh, and the shocks as well, but misses both.
They can't all be... They can't all be hits like the first one. That was truly an anomaly.
That's, you know, that's a normal Stuka barrage for you. Barely gets anything, but dear God, that first one.
Double machine guns though, doing a decent job of suppressing all these squads, stopping the assault, and having quite a lot of success on the right hand side as well. The Allies.
Yeah, they've actually been able to stabilize. Look at this. They got both fuel points under their control again, and all the VPs. Holy cow. Axis are just, look at both armies in full retreat. This is definitely a good turn for the Allies after that double penal loss.
This could be about to turn around though. VonAsten got his tier 4 up, nearly got enough fuel for what I assume will be the Brumbier.
Oh yeah, the Brumbier is going to be a game changer.
Mortar pit's actually been really helpful. Only got one kill, but it's been pressuring the team weapons for VonAsten.
VonAsten also going defensive doctrine. We could see a concrete bunker being laid down somewhere in the near future. No Osttrooping, sadly, from his doctrine.
No, but he does have the option of picking them up in the late game to replace his Grenadiers if he does lose them, which are very helpful in these kind of team games because 6-man squads already got tier 4 up, so can get the LMGs on them straight away. Makes them quite handy.
Yeah, definitely could harass and cap individual points while the rest of his army moves up.
I'm a little bit surprised to see this commander.
Ooh. Booby trap goes off on the left, heavily injures the flamer pile. Oh, look at this. He's VonAsten actually got a motor 15 minutes into the game.
Walking Stoop Rush coming in.
Oh! Gets a few models off of the Maxim on retreat.
Yeah, really close. Good attempts. That's a full retreat on the left for Price. Right hand side still looking pretty strong for the Allies though. Or maybe not now. Mortar shell lands and so do the incendiary rounds. Quickly the Vickers goes down there. Now he's got to be careful, could lose his mortar pit. Grenadiers charging in. I hear a Brumbeer coming out. A little bit late for this assault though.
Yeah, but it looks like the Axis have been able to counter push the Allied insurgency on both of their flanks.
So AT gun there ready to counter the Brumbeer, but it's quite low. One shot could decrew it here quite easily. Almost. 2 models. Low health. There it goes. Straight away he gets recrewed though. Price gearing up for another push on the left hand side there. He has ticked up, gone for tier 4. Bring out a T-34 now.
T-34 ready for combat.
Oh, Bren Carrier gets a few good shots off. Barely gets out alive, but that is Vet 3 too. Pac-Den almost gets it, but misses. On the right hand side. AEC Fausted. Pack is moving up. He might be able to finish off this Bren Carrier if he's not careful. Oh, just barely gets out of there. But could get Fausted again. He's stuck in a corner. Pack is moving up actually. Oh, he could get it.
Nice.
And rest in peace, Vet 3 Bren Carrier. Stuka on the right VP. Doesn't get anything.
Yeah, I think he's anticipating an earlier retreat from the shocks. Didn't quite happen, but nice attempt.
Oh, we got a deep T-34. I think it's trying to look for the Stuka to kill. The Stuka, smartly enough, is hiding, I believe, in a corner from the T-34. And he's going to lose that T-34, sadly, on his attempt to kill the Stuka. Definitely a big blow for the Allied armor composition. All they have left is the AEC.
Yeah, they're so risky to go for a play like that. Like, I can understand it if you're maybe like at pop cap and, you know, just try to sneak one around the side, but
he should have sent the AEC because, I mean, that's a lot less valuable than the T-34, I would say. But losing that T-34 is going to be a huge drawback. Now look at that Brumbar, really smart, putting it behind the trees and just attack grounding the motor pit.
It's immobilized though, in front of the AT gun, but the AT gun packed up. It's taking heavy damage.
It's actually getting penned by the AEC pretty well. P2 tries to distract it from getting hit.
Oh my god, they're if he didn't pack up the AT gun there, if he just kept shooting at it, he might have been able to get the kill. During most of the time it was immobilized, it was like repositioning. It's unfortunate.
An emplacement is being attacked.
I really want to knock out this mortar pit.
Oh yeah, that mortar pit, he's gonna have to, yeah, he braces it because it's pretty low health already.
The enemy cut our supply line.
It's still taking a decent amount of damage though. It actually, I think, can go down if he shoots a rifle nade on it or a Panzerfaust.
Yeah, you can.
Actually, I think the incendiary nade is gonna kill it. And it does with the Grenadier LMG. Ooh. Rip motor pit. That too. Got another stupid coming down on the left. Ooh, takes out most of the Maxim crew on the VP. Forces of retreat. Double shocks from Price though. That's kind of scary on the left. Surprised he hasn't sent the Brumbar on the left hand side to deal with that.
Yeah, I was being occupied trying to knock out that mortar pit, but might send it over soon.
Yeah, I might be shifting it now.
AC with its treat shot is causing some headaches for this Brumby, honestly.
Oh yeah, he's definitely using the target tread ability very effectively against the Brumbar to keep it from shooting all the time. It looks like the Allies are in a very desperate situation now. Full retreat on both flanks. Left VP about to be captured. Axis moving up on the front. We have a fresh Panzer IV from Isildur on the field coming to reinforce the flanks. Panzerwerfer as well on the right, hitting the AT guns. Doesn't actually get any kills, but this is definitely looking rough for the Allies. Tread shot actually misses the first shot, gets the second on the Panzer II, but P4 is now here to support.
Yeah, narrow escape.
This is looking very dire for the Allies. They're all pinned in their base now.
Yeah, I can't help but think like that T-34 dive seemed to be such a bad idea.
That was the game-changing moment. Losing that amount of fuel in that priority vehicle late game is very difficult.
Because he did have the option of just not ticking and trying to go straight for the KV2.
Yeah, he could have. We do have a Cromwell now, which could be a little helpful, but I'm not sure with the double Raketen and Pax on the field. Heck, even the Brumbar can penetrate that Cromwell.
Yeah, Brumbar does actually have pretty decent pin. And even if Faust to pin's got the deflection damage too.
Oh, stolen Maxim suppressing both shocks on the left. New T-34 as well from Price, but it's already in retreat from the Raketen shots. Stuka also misses. Right now, the Allies are really going to need to focus on the DPs because they're down to almost 150 points and dropping fast.
The bunker is now a field hospital.
Yeah, it's looking pretty grim for the Allies. Oh man, everything penetrating that Panzer IV, but he smokes with the AC. Oh! AC!
Oh wow, what gets that? The Raketen attack ground?
The Werf actually comes through, annihilates the engineers repairing the Cromwell as well.
Yeah, look at those cheeky Pyos trying to come into the flank as well. But he has to be careful, he could lose him to the Cromwell on the retreat. And the Vickers.
Alright, they throw in the towel.
Yeah, I think the Raketen attack grounded and actually killed the AC.
So it's going to be at 1-1. Both teams winning as Axis on Crossing in the Woods.
Yep. Well played to VonAsten and Isildur.
Score is 1-1. And here we are on VO Farmlands for Game 3 Both players taking it out as the Axis, but for farmlands, typically known as a ally favoured map, so it'll be interesting to see if we can catch a ally victory on this map. Yeah, it's 1-1, it says there on the scoreboard, so... You go and check.
I have not loaded into the game, even though I'm part of the observer mode party.
Alright.
I just noticed, checking the broadcast, I was like, oh shit.
Alright. Round 2, we'll try this again.
Alright, take 2, everybody.
False alarm.
But yeah, definitely interesting. 1-1 so far, so each team needs at least 2 more wins to take the tournament itself. And right now, I would say, considering the map, which I feel is a bit more allied favored, definitely is to the advantage of whoever's playing allies at the time. But we'll see how it turns out. You can definitely win on Axis as on a map like this, but a bit more challenging. Alrighty, I'm loading up. Sorry about that.
No, I mean, it wasn't your fault. You were in the party, I could see on my screen, so it just must have bugged out.
Yeah.
Can't be helped. Tire exposed with the 500 supply. Yeah, I mean, I used to have like 160, but then I just spent it all, and now I'm like 13 individual skins away from having every skin you can buy supply in the game. I've nearly got the full KO2 collection. Anyway, after that false alarm, here we are for game 3. 1-1 between these two factions.
We got Price and Prodi playing allies to the west, and we have VonAsten and Isildur playing Axis to the east. Very standard starting positions as well.
Yep, looks like Isildur's going to rush his stern pioneers to that southern building, as you expect.
I do believe early scout cars from the Soviet player are very effective on a map like this with how open it is, so I'm wondering if Price will actually get a scout car and use it effectively here. But we'll see what he does. Bren carrier also isn't too shabby here too. Before the scout car hits the field.
Yeah, it's actually very strong in some of these semi-final and quarter-final matches. We saw it quite effective on this map. But I mean, if ProDigylgi goes for it like he did last game as his 5th unit, I think that's like a little bit too late. Like, he did use it pretty well. He kept it alive quite long, but I think, you know, you can get a bit of utility out of it early game as well if you brought it a lot earlier than he did. Rather than just waiting for it until you can get the flamethrower upgrade. Anyway,
yeah, really good early game fuel aggression from both sides. We've got the allies capping the north. We got Sturm Pilos capping the south. Those engineers are going to have to be careful. It looks like they're trying to avoid them, knowing the obvious Sturm Pioneer trap from around the corner.
Nice suppression there. That Tommy, it was like, it looked like 1 or 2 models were kind of sticking out from the sandbag, get suppressed straight away.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Enemy threatening a capture point.
Now they're actually going to lose the north fuel because of this.
Yep, there's really nice support weapon play there from VonAsten, like setting up his machine gun, using the enhanced line of sight from the pioneers, and putting that engagement long range.
We do have the scout car coming out from Price, which will be useful against the OKW player. He hasn't laid any mines yet, and there's no Raquette nearby.
A little bit of an ambush there in the south from Isildur, but his Sturm Pioneers got chopped to pieces. Took so much damage early on.
If he would have sent that scout car a bit earlier, he actually could have probably wiped that Sturm Pile on retreat.
Looks like he's going to try for it anyway.
Yeah, he's upgrading a flamer on it. I guess that's what he was waiting for.
He's going after the chase, but it looks like it stopped briefly. He right-clicked on the stern pony to target it, and it stopped the scout car.
Still trying to go for it though, but I don't think. Got a grenadier coming up for the Faust. He's gonna have to pull back. He does make all the OKW units except one go in retreat.
Truck out now.
We also have an upgraded Bren carrier to the north, which is definitely useful for the Brit player.
Yeah, I think he wants to use it to force away the MG42, but doesn't want to take a frontal engagement against it, ideally.
No. He's trying to be really conservative not to lose Gren models to that upgraded LMG on the Vickers.
Receiving you loud and clear.
Nice, and keeping the units in the air, like for the 3 of the Faust. We actually got quite a deep cutoff there as well from Prodigy.
Yeah, very smart play by Prodi going for the cutoff, trying to prevent the fuel income. Because they are building the mechanized as we speak now. Probably going to have a tier 2 coming up from VonAsten short.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Oh my
gotta
god.
Be careful though. Look at that infantry section. It does have a rifle nade. Oh my god, that rifle nade wipe. Holy crap. That was so well played by VonAsten there with his grenadier bait.
Yeah, because he was going for the rifle grenade, then he cancelled it, then he started up again. Like, I think he caught Prodigy off guard. He wasn't ready for the second activation.
Yeah. And then right as he retreated it, the retreating infantry section walked right into that rifle nade AoE.
I think if this section was full health, that wouldn't have got the wipe there, but it was already like a bit under half, I think, so nice work.
Oh, we do have a Pino retreating to the south. Not going to be chased though.
Yeah, tech structure's up now, so 3 of the Faust's gonna dampen the effects of this M3. He really didn't get that much use out of it. We've seen a lot of players go for it as the second unit out of that tier 1.
Yeah.
To try and get more value from the M3, because it really hasn't done too much this game.
No, it hasn't. I think waiting for that Flamer Engineer was a bad idea, because you can be just as effective with Pinos in the M3 on retreat paths as well, with the Pino DPS.
MG-34 gun crew ready for action.
Oh, he's got to be careful. He's got one model Pino. He's got the other Pino still hanging around in that burning incendiary grenade. What?
Something died there.
Demo?
No,
I think.
Well, yeah, it was a demo.
He put a demo on the road.
Wiped a Volksgrenadier.
I missed that. Holy! I didn't even notice him lay it there. Wow. Wow, really good retreat path instincts from Price there. Gets a free wipe with that demo placement that Axis didn't notice. I didn't even notice it either because I was looking up north.
Juju chasing on the penal, but the scout car comes in. Oh, he gets the penal though!
Holy crap! He's got no Faust nearby though. The Grenadier is capping the Muni point far away. He's gonna have to retreat for his life with that scout car.
Really needs this next AC shot to miss, and it does!
Oh man. He might be able to attack ground, and he does! He gets it!
Yeah, really
Holy
nice attack
cow.
ground there from Prodigy. Oh my.
But the Allies though, they just lost a penal and an infantry section within 2 minutes. That's really, really bad. Look at this cutoff aggression from VonAsten. Definitely gonna hurt the Allied early game.
Yeah, but they did get the wipe in return with the demo charge, so
That's true.
they're not out of this one yet.
Not it. Yeah, definitely helps try to even the score.
But yeah, it does look like the Axis in quite a strong position. 4 Grenadiers from VonAsten. He's...
Oh, we got a brand new scout car coming out again to replace the one that just died. You must really like him.
light vehicles are very strong on this map. Such a long... Like we've seen already, the 222 chasing so long on those penals on the retreat path.
Starting to use the scout car with the Flamer Engineer to somewhat good effect. Got the stern piles to retreat and force the MG out of the building.
Yeah, they're taking quite a lot of map control on the back of that.
He's smart not to push too deep with it, especially that Raketenwerfer waiting there.
VonAsten making use of the tricks there, going for some rifle grenade cancels. Playing with the mind of ProDigylgi.
Yeah, uh-oh, Bren Carrier in a bit of danger up north with the scout car. He's actually going to push for it, I think, since the AEC is out of position. He's going to pull back, though, after. We do have a Puma out from Isildur as well, going down south, probably for the scout car.
Oh my god, 3 penal models down with a shot from that Puma. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Could lose this now on retreat. Pioneers
Could
take
actually
aim.
wipe this. With the Pioneers there as well, blocking the penal on retreat. Puma's going for it. And he gets it with the Volks flanking. Wow.
That was just crazy luck. Puma main gun almost never does that much damage, but 3 models in one shot, that was crazy. Now double light vehicles in the south,
God.
full retreat from Price.
Yeah. Allies completely destroyed on the southern fuel point. They do have the northern fuel point being capped, but looks like the Brit is trying to come back to the center. Just upgraded 5-man infantry sections for all of his infantry. Hasn't reinforced yet with them.
No, it's going to be a lot of firepower though. It's quite a tough map for support weapons to play on as well, so I can understand why they're going for that.
From all sides.
A capture point is being overrun.
Still things looking very strong for the Axis. Uh-oh.
An AEC shot. Oh, they both trade blows with the Puma and AEC in the center. Scout car going up north to probably deal with the Bren carrier by the BP.
Oh man, that flamer could actually wipe this machine gun on retreat here.
Oh yeah, he's got nothing to defend that. He could get a free MG. Looks like he will.
What is that retreat path? Oh my
what
god.
was that? He just decided to go around the barn. What the?
Puma coming in to try and stop the cap, but it's going to be too late, I think.
Oh, and that's an MG42 as well, not an MG34, so that's... And 6-man too, that's gonna hurt. Allies definitely need that though after what happened with the penal wipes.
Yep, T-70 heading the field. Got a PTRE squad now, trying to keep this Puma at bay.
Yeah, gotta be careful with that Puma. Sturms keep the infantry section from capping the muni point.
DP's pretty much dead even to this point, even though the Axis have had superior fuel control.
Yeah, it just shows you how aware both sides are on the VP situation. How they try to keep themselves from getting drained too much.
Pack missed that shot on the UC, probably would have got the kill if he'd landed it. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, he might actually get another free MG on retreat here with the T-70 in the south, and he does. Horrible misplay from Axis.
Yeah, 2 machine guns trading hands. That's probably like we're back to level pings now after all those squad wipes.
Yeah.
Throwing away those 2 MGs.
He's actually back at the game with those MG steals. Also, really smart play getting the Minesweeper to get that mine off on the fuel point south by Price.
Yeah, well, he ran into, I think, 3 mines down there earlier, and he's like, okay, okay, I need a sweeper
like,
now.
I've had enough. I'm getting a sweeper there. Ooh, got a bunker going down on the north field. Probably upgrading an MG on it.
Man, this 5-man Tommy's just got so much firepower.
And he's starting to do the good old Brit Blobberino with 5-man Tommies everywhere.
Could I see the wipe? Okay.
Ooh, almost. Pack gun is attack grounding, trying to get the Bren carrier. Pulls back though.
Machine gun is upgrading on the bunker. These 5-man Tommies forcing a lot of retreats here in the north.
The bunker has been approved with an MG42.
Really good MG positioning as well by the North VP. Gotta be careful with that Volk squad though. Got 2 infantry sections and a Bren carrier shooting on it. Pack gun gets a good hit on the Bren carrier.
Action in the south as well. Shock troops deep in enemy territory here. Well, now friendly territory after regathering all of the south.
Yeah, forces a full retreat of the OKW player from trying to cap the south again. So it looks like the Allies will at least have 1 fuel point and victory point under their control. He's bringing both MGs on the south as well. That's going to be hard to crack. 6-man penal MG42 and 6-man engineer, I think MG34.
Okay, Axis actually both locking in their commanders here. Isildur going for Overwatch, VonAsten, this time switching it up to German infantry. The change.
I wonder if we'll actually try the half-track calling from that faction.
Oh, yeah. I think it's a little bit too late for the half-track. It's not a call-in either.
Aw.
You gotta build it.
I'm wondering, that passive veteran squad leader ability, does that mean every squad gets a like a sergeant with it, or is it like upgrading their veterancy over time?
That's the 5-man upgrade.
Oh, I see.
So you get a 5th man. He comes with a G43. Just makes the firepower on that squad. Like, still, like LMG Grenadiers are going to be better, like long range, but definitely boosts its firepower and makes it a lot more durable with the 5-man.
5-man definitely helps. Only 60 munitions too.
They're really helpful if you're just constantly getting like blasted by rocket artillery.
Yeah. Really good MG positioning in the center. Forces a full retreat of the
look at this demo!
Where is it?
Oh! Sternpire's go down.
Oh, is it right around the corner?
Yeah, it was just on the corner.
Oh, cheeky placement from Price there. Excellent wipe.
Now stolen MG42 setting up with the 6 men. Puma comes in for the smoke, and now he's going in to try and knock out some of these light vehicles. Daring play from Isildur.
He misses at point blank though on the move. How are you gonna? Yep, gets it the second time.
Oh, and Price not paying attention. Oh, and he loses the penal to the MG. It was just sitting there pinned for ages.
Oh no, that was the PTRS penal as well, and he drops one of his PTRSs.
Here comes the AC though. Can this save the day? Puma in a little bit of trouble. A little bit low on health.
Oh, he gets the stun round off on it with
double. Both of them. It's immobilized, but he's not chasing in.
There's nothing to defend that Puma right now. He could actually finish it off, and it looks like he's going to try to attack ground. Misses though. Shock troopers going for that MG, but storm piles are able to intercept.
Still forced a lot of retreats for those shock troops. Unfortunately, he's in trouble on retreat here.
Ooh, Ren carrier gets fausted. Puma's still going in for the chase. AEC is actually heavily damaged. Could possibly lose it if he's not. Ooh, just misses with attack ground.
Yeah, good stuff from Isildur. And now the Axis are taking big amount of map control. Triple cap set up. Do you have a big old blob coming in for Prodigy though? Oh my god, and they're just clearing out their machine guns so quickly. It goes down.
Oh, no. Those double LMG Bren guns are going to be a nightmare to deal with for support weapons and infantry, especially when they're blob.
Even the 222, like, it just doesn't have enough armor to deal with that.
Yep. We do have a Panzer IV coming up to intercept, but it's a bit too late to save the MG, which is again being stolen. 3 MG... Oh, T-70 dies, I think, to a Puma and Faust on the south by the VP.
Oh,
Well played by VonAsten and Isildur. Great team play.
Trying to use the suppression ability on the UC, but this is a swarming assault and he's not backpedaling with it.
Could actually lose the 6-pounder here as well if he's not careful. Loses the Bren gun, or Bren carrier.
Yeah, it looks like both players kind of like looking at the other side of the map whilst losing units. Not paying enough attention.
Look at those MG positions covering both flanks. Trying to... Oh! Loses the bedded engineers. I think it was the Flame MGs.
It's just a high casualty game. Oh my god, the demo! Oh! Two squads! Oh my god!
Oh, this bait! Oh, like, Price knows every single retreat path sector so perfectly with those demos that are placed there. Holy cow, the trades!
This has just been a crazy high-action, high-white game.
Look at those 2 craters in the retreat path there, too, from the demos that were used. Jesus Christ. Those poor Volks.
But Price himself, he suffered a lot of wipes down to 44 supply.
And people say demos can't still be used in this game. I'm afraid to say that, yes, they can on retreat paths if you know the exact way they're retreating. Holy cow, that was very well played by Price.
The enemy is attacking one of our forward buildings.
AC heading to the north there. Where's that pack at? It's not really in a good position to defend here.
The enemy is attempting to
Yeah, I gotta be careful of those sweeper engineers taking fire from the Puma. PTRS Penal is gonna have to force it to fall back though. Price has actually built 2 new penal squads after floating like 1,200 manpower, so definitely getting more infantry on the field.
Okay, and that bunker in the north finally goes down. AT gun and AC up there to deter VonAsten from charging in. Allies now taking control of a lot of the map. This is just a back and forth match.
Wow, it's crazy. At some points I feel like the Axis had it almost in the bag, but then with those demo wipes, really just brought the Allies back into the game. And now Price is building a T-34, and Prodi is building a Firefly.
Yep, that's going to keep this Panzer IV honest. I actually haven't seen it. Oh, okay. So I'll say, where's the tank from Isildur? But finally hitting the field, Panzer IV in the south.
Yeah, Panzer IV is going to force the retreat on the Shocks and the MG.
This is actually a map where like going for medium tanks is a little bit more viable because you know the units aren't quite so concentrated in a small area, so rocket artillery not quite as effective compared to crossing in the woods.
Granted, it can be when the BP situation is desperate, but
crossing in the woods, you can just like fire it blind, and it's probably going to hit something. Like,
oh yeah,
that's how it goes on that map. Such a small map for 2v2.
Now, granted, if you look up north, the way he's blobbing all of his Grens, yeah, he's gonna have to be careful if they do eventually get arty. Makes it easy for the scatter.
Machine gun up there, holding it down.
Gotta say though, the biggest issue for Axis is the fact that
Puma.
giving.
Okay, nice smoke.
Be careful of that.
Yeah. Oh, and this P4 coming in for a bit of a flank, and the friendly mine gets triggered. Engine damage on that. Panzer IV coming in from the other side now as well, but that gets snared by the AEC.
Oh, very well played by the Brit player. He's actually main gun destroyed. He's actually going to wipe out this Panzer IV that flank. The other Panzer IV taking heavy damage.
And the
T-34 now flanking. Could actually lose it, and the Puma trying to move up and take out the AEC. Panzer IV blitzkrieging out of the center. T-34 gets hit by a Raketen of Faust.
Oh, they trade blows. Both go down.
Oh. Holy shit! The Puma actually dies up north at the same time to the Firefly attack rounding, and dear God, these tank engagements. Just destruction and chaos everywhere. I would say it was probably a bigger win for the Allies, though, because they have the Firefly and the AAC still alive, and one T-34.
Oh, for sure. That was a great engagement for them.
Yeah.
The problem there was Isildur, you know, he backed away with the Panzer IV, then brought it back in. If he stayed in with the Panzer IV the whole time...
They got way too greedy, and they should have brought up a sweeper squad at least, because they know the mines and the demos have just been killing them right now.
Oh, look at this blob in the south. Oh, there goes one squad for Isildur. Uh-oh. And the Allies turning this one around massively here in these last few minutes.
Yeah. And for those that were like, this is not an Allied favored map, what now, Cruz? I'm telling you, the flanks.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he was saying, oh, Von thinks his Battle Power Plants is Allied favorite thinking. I'm like, well, I've played it enough times to see how it usually turns out, and here's how it's turning out.
Yeah, that's how it goes. Oh, this has been a crazy match. Good one, too. Chat's joining in on their gang up against Cruz.
Hey, you know, I respect Cruzy immensely, but at the same time, I'll still call him out if he thinks otherwise on some things. But that's why we all love Cruz.
Oh, he's a legend, absolute legend. Well, bit of a lull in the action here as the units reposition. The blob
look at this pack wall in the center, though. 2 Raketans, 2 packs. Look at that. That's kind of crazy and scary at the same time. Sadly, the Allies have absolutely no indirect fire for it, though. Like, one Katusha could definitely do some work on that.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that Price didn't go for a Katusha now. I suppose they haven't seen the second pack yet, so...
No.
But I'm sure if they knew about the second pack, he probably would have built it instead of this fresh T-34.
That is true, Cruz. Losing all your MGs and your bulks to a demo on retreat is definitely unfortunate in a high regard. So that is fair enough in counteracting my point.
Telemine goes off, knocks out a huge amount of units in the same stroke. P4 pushing in, but has to pull back. It's 2v1 there.
There's another T-34 full health, though, so you got to be careful of that.
Raketin coming in from the middle. Both players going for some attack rounds.
Well.
Yeah.
Well, Firefly getting hit by a Raket Morpher and 2 Volks chasing after it.
T-34, yeah, briefly stopped for repairs. Just needs to keep backing away here. But mortar pit going up now. Oh my god, a Panzer IV just like one shot of a Volksgrenadier squad.
Wait, its own Volk?
I mean, not a Panzer IV, a T-34 rather, sorry.
Oh, I would have said if that friendly fire happened, I would have been super depressed for that. Oh, another demo goes off. I don't know if it wiped anything though on retreat. I see a body, but can't tell if that's from something that died earlier.
Axis really struggling for map control now. Couldn't quite capitalize on that telemine going off.
Yeah. I feel like, and Cruzy does have a point, they maybe have gone a bit too hard on the tier 3 with the Panzer Force spam. If one of them got a Brumbar, that would really help against this infantry blob push that's happening from both sides. And bleed the Allies with their MGs everywhere too, I think.
Tries to get a crush on that Tommy in the middle. Doesn't quite go off though.
He has tech tier 4, but yeah, not having a Brumbar or Panzer Warfare I think is really hurting the Axis right now. He also made a motor pit, interestingly enough.
Yeah, very good position to help control the center as well. It's going to be very hard to capture with that mortar pit there.
Not sure what he's going to try to accomplish with the motor pit placement, but I guess maybe he's just trying to get a few extra model kills with it. We do have a Panther being made by Isildur, the OKW player.
What?
So that will help a little.
It's a bit of a shock, honestly.
Yeah. I would have probably preferred a Jägerpanzer, but with all this AT and Firefly being here, you know, it's going to be rough for the Panther. Yeah,
indeed. And they just don't have that much anti-infantry right now, the Axis. That's another problem.
Yeah, they really need some sort of indirect fire or some sort of infantry killer, and they don't necessarily have it. And since a lot of those P4s died, they really relied on that to help against the infantry. They only have one left currently, which is just destroying them in any infantry engagement they try to do, as you can see.
Oh, machine gun could go down here in the north.
Ooh. 5-man grenadier squad's coming up to possibly take it, but it does clear it.
Machine gun crew killed.
Try to steal that one away, I imagine. Barrage coming in. Okay. Might get lucky on the D crew here, though. Not quite. Double T-34s locking the Axis out of the south right now. Oh, this engineer's being forgotten about. Down it goes.
Oh, look at this VP situation. This is really a massive turn for the Allies. They have all 3 VPs heavily defended and almost impossible for the Axis to even decap it right now.
Yeah, it looks like they're gonna
think of something.
They're gonna try double team the south, it looks like, at least try and stop the triple cap.
That's smart. They only have 2 T-34s, although the Firefly is coming up to try to add some pressure.
Second mortar pit going down close to the center as well.
Huh, interesting. I'm not sure if double motor pit is the best idea, but I guess if you're floating manpower.
Firefly and ECU-85 down there. P4 has to blitz out of there. Axis need their AT guns down the south, but
they're sending it up north for some reason. I don't understand. I guess maybe paranoid about the Schwer getting attacked, but everything is down south for the Allies in terms of armor.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Need some Rakittens over there, but looks like one of them died. And Axis just can't even get control of one VP right now. It's just crazy to see.
They're trying to maybe go for the center one, but look at that entrenched infantry section, double Brens as well. It's going to be tough. Armored car trying to break out of it. Barely doing damage though.
Okay, now a little bit of a breakthrough. Panther and Rakitten doing some damage to the tanks, forcing back the
double
T-34s.
Motor pits though, doing work on the MGs in the center. Nexus is going to try one last desperate push for both the center and the south, it looks like. Ooh, armored car barely gets out of there.
Falstacey connects on the Firefly, forcing it away, so Axis making a little bit of a breakthrough in the south.
Wow, yeah. Yeah, it looks like a full retreat from the Allies, actually. Oh, almost got the shock squad. MG is going to be also forced to retreat.
So finally getting control of VP, but now VP's back to even after that huge lead from the Axis early. Just a monster lead.
It looks like they're trying to build up more momentum here. They're pushing deeper and deeper, but they got to be careful though. SU-85 and Firefly is waiting for them. They are bringing the double packs though, and with no infantry around, it's actually going to be. Oh no! He throws a Panzer IV going deep into enemy territory. That was.
Wants to get the killing blow on this T-34.
Look at those AT guns though coming in.
They're coming in hot.
Just. Oh man, the Firefly though, the poor Firefly, it's gotta get out of there.
I don't think he's got sight of it.
No. He's about to though, he sees it now. He's lining up the packs and the Rakettens, he's probably gonna lose it. And he does.
Could they continue this momentum, try and knock out this mortar pit that's right here?
I mean, they could. Look, the Brit has misplayed massively. Look at what he's done. He's put all of his infantry in trenches north of the center. So there's no... He can't support his teammate at all with it. This was a horrible misplay from the Brit player. They should have sent a few squads down south to hopefully clear the AT gun push. Because those AT guns, literally, they've got nothing stopping them right now. No indirect arty, just the motor pits, which aren't doing much. Now the Axis are falling back after finally capturing the south.
Yeah, I feel like that could have gone a lot worse for the Allies. I think that Panzer IV escaped alive. So really, they only lost the Firefly there. Trading Firefly for a Panzer IV, not that bad.
Yeah, definitely a bit of more of a win, I think, for the Axis there.
Like, it could have gone so much worse for the Allies. Oh, and this Panzer IV is taking so much PTRS damage.
Yeah, he's got to be careful with that. He's blitzkrieging away. Doesn't want to lose it. Motor pit's going on the MG in the center.
Yeah, those double mortar pits are going to be a big obstacle capping in the middle.
Allies actually have already retaken the south once again and are pushing the center. So all that ground that was just gained by the Axis was lost.
Mortar shells is raining down in the middle. Clears out one machine gun.
Oh, yeah.
Prodigy actually switching things up, going for a forward observation post. Oh, is this a command vehicle?
Yep. We've got
A forward position has been destroyed.
artillery cover coming in.
Always use the
Yeah, the forward outpost. It's on a building there.
always use that artillery column from the Brit player, I believe.
Yeah, artillery cover.
It has been nerfed, but it does do a bit of suppression and damage still.
Trying to take one of our
Oh,
points.
big time.
AEC taking pack shots. We got some arty being fired as well by the Brit player.
Okay.
Ooh, AEC goes down with the
Armored car.
that 3 armored car, but the armored car hits the mine by the motor pit, gets abandoned. Could give the Allies a free... Oh, we got the packs moving in on the motor pit to the north as well. They've finally had enough of that. It is braced. Looks like he's going to try to steal the armored car that was abandoned.
One of our
Oh, look at this
anti-tank
blob though. These
He's gonna
packs
lose
are going to
those
get
packs.
chopped out.
Yeah. He loses one. Axis motor actually gets a good round on the infantry sections though, moving up.
Tries a predictive grenade around the side, but
Yeah.
Prodigy actually pulls back at a kind of unusual time. I thought he pulled back. But he continued to charge there.
Motor pit taking hits from the Aster motor. Still braced a bit. And we have... Oh, it looks like we have arty going down on the Muty point. And the Panzer IV is trying to kill the... Ooh! Oh no! The pack gets cleared and the MG almost as well. That forward headquarters is... they're desperately trying to take it out with the Panzer IV.
Yeah, and the mortars as well, but it's not... It's just hanging
You know, it's
in
funny
there.
though. The Brit player still hasn't realized he can reinforce from there. He could have reinforced his infantry sections. Still not doing it. I guess he doesn't realize he can.
Yeah, that is a
can
change
reinforce.
with this
He's
commander patch.
retreating instead too. Look at this. Oh man. Use the forward headquarters. You can reinforce from it.
Yeah, well, that's a change with this patch. I mean, obviously they haven't realized that.
They're not used to it.
Didn't used to be the case.
Axis trying another big push to the south. We have the KB2 though that just hit the field. Ooh, gets a good shot on the bulk squad, forces a retreat. That's going to give the Axis problems to the south.
Yeah, their fuel income's just been so low, they don't really have a response to it.
Second Panzer IV being built by VonAsten. I feel like building so many P4s is probably not the best idea with the tank destroyers on the field and the KB2. But I don't know, maybe we'll see a good flank play by him.
Yeah, he didn't put down the tier 4 tech. He did tech to battle phase 3, but
Grumbar would be so useful against these Brit blobs that keep pushing up. But
oh, KV2, so nasty.
Sturms almost get wiped on retreat. We got the Panther moving up though a bit, exposing his rear armor though, but he's reversing back. He's moving up to the front. Both Panther 4s, it looks like they're trying to crack the north at the same time. Going for a flank of the AT gun. Panther taking heavy damage though from an SU-85. Gotta be real careful not to overextend.
Artillery cover come down on the north as VonAsten tries to go for a push on these AT guns. He clears one of them out. Gotta keep moving.
Oh, he could stun the Panzer IV with this arty column. He's gotta be careful.
Yeah, as long as the Panzer IVs keep moving, they'll be alright. But if they stop like this, the artillery cover start to hit them. Here he goes.
I would pull out if I were you. He's already got one Panzer IV, which turret stunned. Oh, Pack is on the flank of it, and the 6-pounder has been recruited. MG clearing the 6-pounder, but the Pack is still taking shots. T-34 flanks. Panzer IV about to die because of the flanking T-34, and oh, what a throw by VonAsten with that Panzer IV. And the other one, look at it up north. It just, yeah, they just surrender after that.
Yeah, they throw in the towel.
Really unfortunate micro by the Axis players of their armor that game, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there was that crucial moment where they could have dived in on the Firefly, but then they kind of like pulled back, then they went back in and just all went to custard there. Lost so much, lost all their momentum. And really well played, though. That Ford HQ, man. Crazy, like, do you see how strong it was? Artillery cover, the bombs, knocking out the packs. That was craziness.
They tried hard to wipe it, but I think it still lived in the end as well. They couldn't finish it off.
Yep.
I'm curious to see if they're going to use the same exact strategy this time or possibly spice it up. But right now we've got for the Allies, VonAsten and Isildur to the west, and Prodi and Price to the east. Price is going for a double Sturm opening, interestingly enough, and VonAsten going for the standard tier 1 Penal Scout cars strategy, most likely. So, pretty standard opening overall.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, very standard. We've seen this like kind of you know, both Axis players going out to either side with their Sturm Pioneers and having really good control of the fuel early as a result. See how that shakes out this game.
Yeah.
Sturm Pioneers briefly shoot the infantry section, hiding around the side of the bush there.
Looks like early on they're not trying to go for too much of a infantry blob, but they are trying to keep all the points captured that they want. Which is pretty standard, because they don't have enough units out yet.
Setting up some sandbags on that VP so they can fight for it more effectively in the future. Got actually a Kubel from ProDigylgi. Haven't seen that all tournament.
We're getting an early Raketen from Price, too. It looks like they're actually not going to go for the Mega Death Blobs just yet. They're going for standard openings here, which is interesting.
Tommy's fighting effectively from long range. Sturm Pioneer's no good at that range. Tommy's going to end up winning. Really
needs to cap the fuel, but they're going to get bled to death in the process.
Yeah, really needs the Kubel up there to try and swing the engagement round, but didn't have it. It's capping in the middle.
We got the scout car with a Penal coming down to the south, though, but the double Sturm's hiding behind the little barn house there.
Yeah, nice ambush.
Really good DPS. Look at that. Going to be forced to repair it now and not use it. Smart play from Price.
Allies did go and capture the munitions point quite early, so that's going to be a pretty early flamethrower for them.
Yeah. I'm interested to see once they see the Kubel if they're going to try to chase it with the scout car. I have a feeling they might try to.
You see, I mean, Kubel goes in for a push. But it's taking a lot of damage now from the Tommies. Could go down. Rear arm exposed.
Uh-oh. Gotta get out of there. Oh! Doesn't even need the scout car to kill it. Gets it with the infantry section small arms fire. Well played by Isildur. And we now have the Bren carrier coming up to secure the north.
Those Tommy rifles, man, they do so much damage every shot. You just can't mess around.
Can't underestimate that. We got the double Sturms, though, on the building with the Penals there. And the scout car is trying to get an angle, but it just takes so much DPS from those double Sturms. Even the Penals are forced to fall back. Price using the double Sturm opening so effectively against this. VonAsten is forced to go to the center instead.
Yeah, perhaps showing people a new way to play with the double Sturms early. Like, I don't think anybody else has really been doing it in the tournament.
No. I'm curious, though, if he's going to try to spam some mines. He does have enough munitions to put a few mines down with those double Sturms, but instead he puts a medical crate there to heal them up.
Yeah,
Very crafty.
This is where they try to put their forward HQ, the forward healing base, around this location. So they're really trying to like lock down this territory so you can safely put down that forward HQ.
I don't see a truck out yet from Price, but we do have one from Prodi. I'm assuming is going to be mechanized. Yep.
The kid misses its first shot. Unfortunate.
Penals are coming up to intercept. Forces the Kugel to fall back.
Kitten kind of doesn't know which way to go right now. Taking a lot of damage from these Penals.
Gotta be careful, he might actually lose it if he's not retreating. There we go. Sends the retreat of it.
Double Sturms on this side of the building though. You can't get in that building. Doesn't have enough windows.
He's only got 2 windows to fire from for that.
Well, the satchel.
Mechanized is about to come up. He might be able to Faust this Bren carrier. Well, that satchel though almost gets him. Oh, he can Faust, but he doesn't get the Faust off.
You think you got the players around the wrong way? That's.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It's only for the purple player. I just realized.
It's all right. Allies now taking...
all good though. It's all about, you know, psychological warfare, making the Bren carrier guy think the guy is about to get a Faust, force him to retreat.
Of course, that's half the thing. You know, at this point in the game, you can just like charge a light vehicle and threaten the Faust, even if you don't have it. Your opponent will expect it. Truck is in position. He wants to put down that forward base, as I said, but at the moment the location is kind of under pressure from this M3 and Penal.
Does have the Rakettenwerfer coming up to try to intercept the M3, but it's kind of letting his Volks bleed up come to the Penal squad there, but I think VonAsten senses the Rakettenwerfer is nearby.
Oh, satchel into the middle, but pretty well avoided.
Still going to allow him to bleed the Volk squad. And here comes the truck to put down the medical HQ. Probably going to be able to get it off with no Penals nearby.
Isildur's kind of been doing a really good job in the north, just locking it down.
Oh yeah. In fact, they now have both fuel, which is going to really hinder the Axis from getting light vehicles out in time. But he does have a Panzer II set for Q.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't actually notice that, but VonAsten only went for a single combat engineer with this build.
Oh wow, yeah, he did.
So he switched off from the usual 2 combat engineer build. It's interesting.
Went for 4 Penals, 1 engineer instead of 2 engineers, 3 Penals.
Does give him a lot more firepower though against those Volks blobs. You know, you don't have to get close with your engineer to use the flamethrower. Might be the reasoning.
Extra squad to flank as well with high DPS. It's nice to see though these interesting openings that not a lot of people see with the double Sturm 4 Penals. So
yep, mixing things up. Red base is up and he's reinforced his army, so the blob of doom is ready for an assault.
Yeah.
And here it comes.
Oh boy. Oh man, Isildur, if he Oh, gotta be careful with the AC. If he upgrades the artillery flare in one of the infantry sections, he could, you know, start going to town on that medical.
Oh, speaking of Isildur though, his machine gun in a lot of trouble in the north. Looks as there.
Yeah.
AC was in the south at the time. It's gonna get the wipe on it. Might be able to steal it. AC's heading up there quickly.
Should be able to. Now he's just giving him a free Vickers.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going for the suppression to try to prevent the capture, but I don't think it'll be able to suppress fast enough.
He's trying to kill it though. It's on the road, doing a lot of damage.
Red cover. Ooh.
Does have these 2 units in the retreat path as well.
I think he's going to intercept. Yeah, he's intercepting it.
Rakitten gets a shot off. AC takes 1 hit. Does wipe it, but it's still in a dicey position. Might not be able to steal it back.
With that Panzer II there, he can't recruit it, unfortunately.
And no other units nearby to recrew it, so this is a tough position for Isildur. He really wants this machine gun back, but can't get it.
Oh man, look at these blob wars down south. They're both like eyeing each other from a distance, trying to see who can get who on the retreat path.
M3 goes on a suicide mission. Where's it going?
Oh no, what is he doing? He's trying to get the Rakitten? Why is he... Oh no, what are you doing, VonAsten? You just wasted the scout car.
AC wants to kill this. Looks, he's going after it big time.
Yeah, he's trying to distract the Rakettenwerfer from getting the AC, but the Volks are going to be there to Faust. Panzer II soft retreating. T-70 now on the field as well.
Meanwhile, it looks like the Blob of Doom forced away all those penals in the south. So they're taking control of the south once more. Oh, but now we could see the MG go down for the Axis even. T-70 doesn't chase. Oh, a little bit late on the chase. Could still get it, but by the time he gets to it, it'll be in such a safe position for the recrew.
Yeah, and thankfully he does get the Vickers back, which was definitely a bit of a dangerous spot for a second.
Yeah, they're going to need that suppression against the tactics we've seen from the Axis. They really need that suppression to hold back the swarming units. So VonAsten now going for another engineer.
So far, the game is actually kind of even. The Allies do have both munitions points, but the map is pretty separated in an even divide.
So this is 5 Volks, 2 Sturms, all together, ginormous army. Looks like he's just bringing it down to the south to try and make sure his flak truck can go up without getting harassed.
Yeah, T-70 taking a peek at this mega death blob over here, trying to get some cheeky wipes, but Kettenwerfer getting in position. Ooh, will he get the Schwer in time? I think he should be able to.
Oh, there's no way, because the Puma's here now as well, and the Rakitten. T-70 in trouble of going down. In fact, doesn't have PTRS on any of these penals to stop the Puma from chasing.
Uh-oh, T-70 in a lot of trouble. He has no PTRS penals to intercept the Puma. Puma gets the T-70.
And 1 penal goes down to the Blob as well.
Oh, man. That was a horrible engagement for VonAsten, the Soviet player. And he's got the Schwer there. With the Schwer there, he can focus center and north now.
Yes, indeed. I'll take a real concentrated effort from the Allies to get rid of that flak base. And they just have to be so careful with these blobs running around. Like, any unit overextended could just get wiped in an instant.
Oh, for sure. You gotta be real careful with that overextension.
Oh! Oh, there
Red
he goes.
Carrier just
Yeah.
Takes the bait and gets completely destroyed by the Panzer II and Raketten, as well as the Faust from the bulk up north. And now we've got the southern Mega Death Blob coming to the center.
Yes, indeed. Doesn't even have STGs on him yet, even though he's got a lot of munitions in the back.
No, for some reason Price really hates upgrading STGs. I guess he likes to go for long range Car 98 usage.
STGs are an upgrade at every range.
That's true, but for some reason he doesn't like upgrading it. I guess he thinks the Sturms are good enough for close range and mid range.
Fallback position upgrade ready.
Okay, in come the penals, this time backed up by Maxim, so should be able to deal with this blob a little bit more effectively now.
God, it's Blob Wars Part 2. Who's gonna win?
Incendiary grenades going. They're doing actually quite a lot of damage. And he does have the forward retreat, so even though VonAsten are forcing these retreats, they don't have far to go.
Man, I feel really bad. And no indirect fire for this retreating blob as well. One Katusha could definitely end it off. We now have a Panzer IV being built by Price. Good Maxim position, no suppressing the Sturm piles.
Yes, indeed.
Isildur might be able to get this MG up north, gets the frontal gunner off. Got the AAC to support as well. Raketten though,
Some
being
Pits
really
there
sneaky.
too. Oh, I didn't get the MG. But remember, engineers now have the anti-tank grenades in this version, so these light vehicles got to be really careful around the Piet squads.
Damned enemies trying to take a point from us.
So things kind of settling into a more steady pace now. Oh my god, look at this blob. Look at them coming around the side here. This is
God.
so scary.
It's going to intercept that Maxim.
Yep.
He actually might lose it if he's not careful.
Yeah, he's got to be quick on the retreat. He is indeed.
Oh boy, don't set up. Oh.
Supply sector under attack.
Even the other one could go down. Oh no, Sturm Pioneer's quite far away. Maybe if... Yeah.
Nah, his retreat path saved it.
Yeah.
Panzer IV now coming to support the Blob of Doom. We do have mines being laid on the north, which is definitely smart. But looks like the Blob is going for the southern flank of Vickers' position, but if he loses the frontal gunner...
Yeah, he just has to retreat. Too much firepower.
Yeah.
Even
AUC
pop smoke.
Is trying to, smart play with the smoke pop. But now they're going hard cutoff push. Uh-oh, but they're causing a bubble to happen in the north with all this infantry on retreat. He could actually... AUC is about to get Fausted. But look at this. Look at the Brit infantry. All of it on retreat, about to get intercepted by this Mega Death Blob. But Price completely forgets to intercept, though. He just keeps moving north.
We've just lost some armor.
He could have wiped all of that. Oh, man.
He gets one squad.
Yeah. Could have gotten two at least, but...
Oh, penals go down there.
Ooh. Gonna throw a satchel on the Panzer IV, I think.
No, he doesn't even get a satchel off.
Oh, man. That was a horrible engagement for Allies once again. Now he's capping the cutoff for the fuel.
Yeah, and because he's got the forward retreat point, doesn't have too far to go on the retreat, so lobbing's not going to matter too much. Mass retreat.
We have a Cromwell being built by Isildur, and right now VonAsten still has absolutely no armor on the field, but I think he's saving for the KV2 possibly. Because he has no tier 4 built, so I'm assuming he is going for the KV2.
It was interesting, he actually VonAsten tried to put a trap down on that point, but didn't quite get it down before units got into it, so it got disarmed.
Well, it looks like now they're going, after that push, they're spamming mines as much as they can for the flanks, which is smart.
Yeah, they have been bringing the sweepers up with the blobs though, so I don't know if the mines are going to be effective, really.
Double Sterns, double sweepers, that's
I think what they need here is 2 machine guns facing the same direction, because just one facing one way is not going to be enough. It's too much firepower.
Yeah. The Cromwell definitely is going to help blow up these blob pushes a bit.
For the fatherland. Yeah, don't
you
see that
every day.
No. It's like these units looking for another push in conjunction with the Panzer IV from the south.
Enemy forces are neutralizing a sector.
Mega Death Blob trying to go up on the flank again.
We have an
Sappers
isolated
get
sector.
away.
This is very tricky to like position your support weapons with all these shot blockers around.
Oh man, the stern piles with the sweepers detecting all the mines that were laid.
Oh,
boy,
and
this
that
is
Maxim
not
on the
gonna be
road. Oh, but they get the suppression and Vickers as well helping out. Got 2 AT guns here as well.
pretty. Panzer IV trying to prevent, but the blob is forced to mass retreat. So thankfully the Allies can live another day.
Yeah, they held the line.
Capture point is being overrun.
It's a close call though.
Yeah. BTRS Penal's actually doing a decent amount of work, but they are getting bled in return pretty hard by the Panzer IV.
Oh, when one of them gets wiped, the other one looks likely to go down as well.
Oh no, that's another horrible engagement for the Allies. They lost both of them too. VonAsten, look at this. He's just got. He's still. He keeps rebuilding the penals he loses. Oh man.
Yeah, looks like maybe he's thinking about going straight for the KV2 from here. Still
Yeah.
4 command points away from that happening though.
He's gonna need a lot of manpower for it though. Investing in more and more penals is really hurting his manpower income. It's gonna be a few minutes until he can call it out, I think.
Might. Oh, okay, he does. He's got a Zis of his own now.
Another infantry section being built by Isildur. I think they're trying to counter Blob, but it's just the vet and the effectiveness of the Axis Blob is just too much for him.
Yeah, it hasn't got the 5-man upgrade, so that's kind of limiting their firepower and durability a little bit.
Yeah, he really needs that upgrade.
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
Allies could even consider putting down a cache at the moment. Isildur's got quite a lot of manpower floating.
Oh, yeah, Cruz just noted we have a shocker. STG's actually being upgraded on these Volks here.
Oh, look at this with the Zis right there. Okay.
Oh no, the Maxim too. Oh, he could have got a great Sis shot.
Yeah, there's this barrage who's looking likely, and actually Price retreated before that even happened.
Penal troops are standing by.
For Kettenworth, we're getting a good shot on the Cromwell up north.
Looks in a little bit of trouble. Okay, gets out of there.
Man, oh man, look at that bleed for VonAsten. He's never going to be able to call out the KV2 with this manpower income.
Well, he's gone for a 3rd penal, because he had 2, and now he's rebuilt another one just recently.
It's just not working. You can, at this point, unvetted penals against this, you know, blob of death from Axis with vet. He needs the KV2. That's the only way, honestly. Got a satchel down south. Actually gets a model, but Price is able to avoid it. But look at the float from Isildur, though. 800 manpower. He could really do with upgrading his infantry sections to 5-man with that manpower float.
Throws a flare in the retreat path. Can this base artillery do something? Ooh.
Oh, he might be able to... Oh, just barely misses the squad.
Nice try. And now the blob coming in from the other side from Prodigy. Forcing away the
We also
Maxim.
have a Goliath, which is coming across from Cody as well. I think he's sending it to the strategic point down south. Panzer IV taking shots from the Ziz. We also have a Goliath up north on the field point defending the Raketten. Cromwell is going a bit deep, I think, for the Puma. Gets a hit
Smoke in
on
the
it.
middle, but it's not going to cover that Schwer, which is locking down the central VP. So can the Allies make some kind of push here? The Axis actually don't have rocket artillery, so like a Mass machine gun, mass anti-tank gun push on the Schwer could knock it out. It's just...
Oh, I think both Prodi and Price are saving for a King Tiger now. It looks like, because Prodi queued up a Panther, but then he canceled it. So I think he's saving for a King Tiger.
Oh, the blob of doom. Oh, Isildur slightly late on the retreats.
Oh, no.
Can the suppression kick in time?
Look
No.
at all those STGs. Oh, no. He just lost that. That was huge. That was the double Bren LMG infantry section loss. Dear God, that blob. I don't think he's lost a single bulk from the beginning of the game with that, too. Because he's played so carefully with it.
So things looking grim for the Allies. Just losing a squad here and there to the flanks and the blobs. As the Axis playing tight.
Yeah, the Allies are going to have to pull something magical out of their bums because, I mean, if they lose this, they lose the tournament. So they know they got to play to the best of their ability here or else it's all over. And it's not looking too great with this Axis pressure so far. I think they really... He just needs a Katusha or something, or the KB2, but he just can't get the manpower for it.
Oh, he's nearly there. He's a little bit under a command point to go before the KV2. So
yeah.
Maybe by the time he gets to 14 CPs he'll have enough manpower saved for it.
The problem is both Prodi and Price are about to call in King Tigers though when he gets the KV2 out, so... And they don't have tank destroyers. Well, I mean, Isildur is making a Firefly, but all they have is AT guns until the Firefly comes out.
Yeah, and we've actually got a lot of Goliaths running around the map. They could actually just like charge at AT guns if they're out of position and just knock them out.
Look down south, tightrope, the double King Tiger spawns of death are coming in.
Oh, that is scary, Von. That is very scary.
20 tons of horrible Axis machinery on their way to finish off the Allies here.
They had to bring them on at the exact same time for dramatic effect, didn't they?
Yep. But now we've got the KB2 coming on the field as well, but I don't think it's going to be enough with all of this. Oh, I don't even know what to describe it as. It's just...
Boom hits a mine, but the Cromwell's damaged. Can't really capitalize. AT guns perhaps can. Where's this Puma going? It's going after this munitions cache. That's very weird.
Activates the allied mine, unfortunately for them. Yeah, what is the Puma doing? He's overextended a bit too much.
KT takes its first shot.
Yep.
Pretty much a full collapse in the north for Isildur, trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
Cromwell also running for dear life.
KB2's trying to come up to back it up, but now we have a KT coming to the center. These KTs, and the Puma gets abandoned as well.
KT just ripping into these support weapons.
I think this is game over. There's no way they can... All they have is one Firefly to deal with 2 KTs.
KV2 so close to that mine as well. If the KT takes a shot, could get damaged engine on it. That would be disastrous.
Oh, yeah. Fucking Prodi has a Goliath on every single cutoff point in VP in the center. Oh god, here comes the Mega Death Blob. This gun is so screwed in its position. Rest in peace.
Knocked out immediately. He's trying to recrew it, but
this KV2 is trying to get a hit on the Blob, but oh, he's setting it up. He's actually setting it up. He might be able to get a good shot off here.
By the time it sets up, a little bit too late.
Yeah.
Not a bad attempt at the Panzer IV.
A little bit of damage on it. But this is just... They're pinned in their base. This is a pretty dire situation for Allies. Firefly, though, doing some decent work on the KT. Riketten is sneaking about. Gotta be careful.
Yeah, allies just have nowhere to go right now. Just kind of pegged in, as you mentioned. Just can't find a way out of their base sector, really.
I think they're trying to crack the center, but there's a Schwer guarding it and a Goliath. And even a camoed Panzer II on the Muni point.
Yeah.
I think he's trying to kill the Schwer, actually.
Yep, setting up the KV2, it looks like.
Gotta be careful, though. Mega Death Blob is coming back to say hello. But it is suppressed, because the Vet 3 Maxim is a lot better at suppressing.
And it's actually the KV2 setting up a siege on the tech structure. Here comes the
King
KT.
Tigers don't like it, though.
No, he doesn't like it one bit. Double Riketten's moving in as well. KV2 could be in trouble. Not enough anti-tank support here for the KV2.
Oh, Goliath is coming in, though. It's going to wipe the Penal squad, and it does. Oh, no.
Tech structure goes down, but KV2 in big trouble. KT just ripping it to pieces here.
Oh, no. He's got to get out of there. Maxim's trying to set up, keep the bulks at bay. KV2 thankfully gets out of there in time, but here comes the next blob of death.
Oh, in the north, Cromwell takes a Goliath. Now it's very low on health.
Gets Fausted as well. Pretty vulnerable, but no armor to push it because the KT's in center. Satchel forces the Mega Blob to retreat to the south. We actually have a Firefly trying to guard up north as well, and it looks like the Allies might be able to grab the north again, surprisingly.
One of our AT guns has been neutralized.
Stolen Riketten gets killed by the KT in the center. We now have another push from the Panzer IV, Vet 3. I just realized as well, Tightrope, Price has heat rounds for his Panzer IV and King Tiger.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, with the King Tiger with the heat rounds, it just will have no trouble penetrating the KV2 even. KV2's got some beefy armor, but yeah.
Yeah. Gotta be careful, that Firefly is getting Riketten, but you have to pull back.
Yeah, a lot of repairs required for the Allies, but they just don't have it right now. Don't have the time to repair. And KV2 spinning around, looks like it's going to take an engine damage.
Oh no, the pathing, he's got to be careful. If that gets Fausted, it's so dead. He really needs to repair that KV2. Ooh, good shot though. King Tiger is coming up. You gotta be careful not to move up too much. Actually kills a mine.
Yeah, now he's bringing out the sweepers.
Oh no, he's closing the pocket. He's actually pulling a pretty neat World War II tactic, such as circling around enemy units and creating pockets by going on the south flank here. Doesn't look like he wants to push the advantage though. All those flame nades.
Yeah. Double AT guns for Isildur having trouble with their positioning.
You gotta be careful with the Cromwell. I gotta say though, the Allies, even with all of this armor everywhere, somehow are still holding the north and the cutoff, but just by a threaded line.
Yeah,
KT, dangerously low. Firefly, he could actually do tulips on it if he positions it correctly.
Oh, and he does! He gets the kill with the tulips, long range. Huge
really well
play.
Played. We got a Goliath trying to come in, but it's going a bit too slow. It's going to lose at the small arms. They're very well played by Isildur there.
Panzer Firefly charging in.
Oh, get the Cromwell to flank.
Oh.
Main gun destroyed right after the Firefly goes down. That's a bad loss for Allies. KV2 trying to do something, but it still needs to be repaired. I feel like Isildur is the one really holding the line here, but that Firefly loss allows the other KT to push the northern sector.
Yeah.
They do have 6-pounders on it though, which will...
Cromwell wants to go in for a flank. Double AT
really
guns are there.
Those Rikettens.
Oh, he doesn't get round behind.
No, he's gonna lose it, I think. deflections everywhere.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. If he got behind it, maybe.
KB2 is getting pushed. Oh man, I think it's over. The allies have no armor left. Oh, the Panzer IV deflects the KB2 shot. Gets satcheled, but the satchel's right on the Maxims. Oh no! Main gun destroyed, but he also kills almost the Maxim crews with the satchel that got on him. Does get the Panzer IV kill off.
Carnage. Yeah, absolute carnage. VonAsten actually not that far away from being able to afford another KV2.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Can they hold the line?
They're gonna try. This is their last chance. Remember, if they lose this game, they lose the series. So they're gonna fight to the bitter end, I think, even though I think that last engagement was GG.
Oh, look at this blob coming in. Machine gun says no chance on retreat, gets gassed down.
And look at that blob though in the north. The poor Vickers is all alone. It's like, I don't want to die, lads. I'm just here holding the line.
Isildur actually went for another Cromwell, which is kind of surprising. I thought he'd go for
I don't think
Firefly.
How much fuel is the Firefly? Isn't it like one?
Yeah, you could have started like right now. Let's do the Cromwell.
Check it here.
Because they are, yeah, it's going to come down to AT gun positioning. Isildur's still floating a lot of manpower as well.
Yeah, why did he get a Cromwell? He could have got a Firefly. I guess he's paranoid about the blobs, so that's why. But
they need the anti-tank, yeah, against the King Tiger. They just need it. Come on, going in for a crush. Oh, full retreat. Oh.
Smart retreat before getting crushed there. Forces the triple Raketans to retreat as well.
Yeah, it's a huge retreat. Cromwell chasing, trying to get a wipe on one of these folks.
These Axis blobs have just been able to cause so much.
Is he going to try crush them when they get to the retreat? This is a very Von Ivan-esque move.
This is what I would do.
Yeah, he cancels the retreat. They're going to base.
He's going for the base though. He's desperate. He knows he's got it. Oh, Goliath goes on the center, gets a few model kills, but oh, there's another one. He's able to take it out though, but the Cromwell, it's still going for it.
One squad down.
Do it, buddy.
100 points left.
I believe in you, Cromwell. I believe.
Oh, he's pulling back. Oh, is he going back in? He's getting some speed up.
No,
there he goes.
Go back in.
There he goes.
Ooh. Come on, go for the crush. Ooh.
Not quite. He takes engine damage.
No. Engine damage prevents it from getting off.
Yeah. Now he's going to lose it to just mass Faust.
First charge, but he was too hesitant, and now the triple Raketans. Yeah, that was a desperate attempt to hopefully make a comeback, but they have got the center VP, but all they have is AT guns and support weapons. They have no tanks left. Not even a KV2.
No, so I mean, VonAsten investing in double this instead of saving manpower for the KV2. Whereas Isildur, he's floating like 1200.
Engineer up north. Goliath is about to kill it, and it does. Rip.
Enemy got one of our squads.
And they just spawned another King Tiger. This is... I think this is over, Tightrope.
Might be.
Unless they throw both KTs and somehow don't use their blobs, it's not... There's no way I see the Allies making a comeback here. But look at this. Isildur, 1,300 manpower float.
Yeah, he's had close to like 800 float for like the second half of this match, really.
You could get so many AT guns with that and MGs, but I guess his morale is so low. He's like, fuck it, man. I'm not even gonna spend my manpower or anything. I just want to end the game.
Well, even more machine guns as well. Just anything.
Yeah.
They need
anything really.
Stuff.
They need anything right now.
Yeah. Like if VonAsten didn't have to build 2 AT guns, he could have had the KV2 out by now.
Oh god, here comes the flank. That 3 Maxim though, but the King Tiger is gonna say hello.
Yeah, the gunner just keeps getting sniped. Oh, the base howitzer! Oh my god!
Shit.
You just lost two or three squads to that. Crazy.
Oh, finally. Finally, they countered the block.
Look at all those corpses.
Only took 37 minutes to get to this point.
Is it too little too late? Zisk getting decrewed in the north?
It's just if they could have done that 10 minutes ago, it would have been able to get them back. But yeah, they realized that's it. It's over. The Axis have won. Prodi and Price, the Polish team that has created such interesting strategies of mega death blobs and King Tiger Collins, has prevailed, and the day is theirs. Congratulations to Prodi and Price for winning the 2v2 Commander Revamp Cup.